State lawmakers have at least a few more hours left to vote on a $140 billion budget for fiscal year 2014. Highlights include a 5% increase in school aid and more than $1 billion in tax relief for homeowners in communities that stay under a 2% tax cap. How will the additional 5% school aid help districts in Western New York? News 4's Al Vaughters takes a look at the state budget's effects on the district's bottom lines. Al?
Well, Diana, the superintendents we talked to today are calling the 5% hike in school spending a pleasant surprise. Each district is handling the budget pop in their own way, from staving off disaster to giving taxpayers a break.
That we're looking at a potential $50 million budget deficit.
Buffalo Superintendent Dr. Pamela Brown says the school district was projecting a deep deficit, which officials were planning to balance with an operating surplus. But the additional money from the state will help offset some spending cuts that could have been painful.
That we are staying as far away from making cuts to the child's experience in the classroom as possible. That is our top priority, because that is where our student achievement has the greatest potential to increase.
But the hike in school aid would seem to have a greater impact in the suburban districts, which have been getting paltry increases or even cuts in state aid over the last 5 years.
Well, because we are still significantly behind with the funding that we were receiving in 2008-9. And a lot of what we were hearing coming out of Albany over the past 2 weeks was not good.
Cleve Hill Superintendent John McSwan told us school officials were projecting a $112,000 budget shortfall for next year. And now they believe they can close that gap and have something left to tighten the lid on property taxes.
It's also going to allow us to provide some relief to our taxpayers. We're looking at significantly reducing the amount we were going to put out on the levy this year.
So how about using the extra money for new school programs? McSwan isn't as optimistic.
We do have to keep in mind that it's an election year.
$2 billion more, that's billion with a B, could fall into the hopper if voters approve a statewide bond act this fall. That would help pay for universal pre-kindergarten and boosting technology in schools, but we're told most of it would go downstate. Al Vaughters, News 4 at 5:30.